welcome to Bourbon and a Baby. My name's Jay. As usual, Max will not be joining us today for bourbon reviews because he's a baby and he can't review bourbon just yet. So we have a special review for you today, and that is Weller Antique 107. The reason I chose this for today's review is because, in fact, you guys chose this. I put polls up across my social media platforms. So if you're not following, go ahead and follow Bourbon and a Baby on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And so yeah, this won. This by one vote, it beat out Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Was the number 2 choice, and then it was also up against Eagle Rare and Jim Beam Repeal Batch. Poor Jim Beam Repeal Batch only got 1 vote. I believe Eagle Rare only got 1 or 2 votes too. So the majority went to Weller Antique 107, so that's what we're going to be reviewing today. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. So this is not a cork, it's a screw top. Let me go ahead and pour this here. All right, a little bit about Weller. This was made by Buffalo Trace Distillery. And this Antique 107 is part of their line of Weller bourbons. They have also Weller Special Reserve, the Weller Antique 107. They have Weller 12 Year. Soon this year we'll be releasing Weller Full Proof, which a lot of people are excited about, including myself. And you can also get William LaRue Weller, which is part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, which is pretty hard to find. If you can find it, I highly recommend because it is delicious. Maybe one day I'll get a chance to review it because I don't own a bottle for myself. So, so this is 107 proof, hence the 107. And this is a wheated bourbon. So anybody that's new to bourbon and doesn't quite know what that means that the second grain that they use for the mash bill is wheat instead of the traditional rye. So generally you have corn, rye, and malted barley in a traditional bourbon mash bill. In a wheated bourbon, you get corn, wheat, and malted barley. So Buffalo Trace does not release their mash bill, but it's speculated that this is 70% corn, 16% wheat, and 14% malted barley. So all right, let's go ahead and give this a nose. It smells really sweet right off the bat, like cinnamon sugar, kind of like an elephant ear. If you go to like a local carnival or something. Get a little bit of vanilla. Starting to get the cinnamons coming on a little bit stronger the more kind of I get in there. And if you've ever been on a tour of a distillery and you walk into the rick house, and you smell just kind of the smell in the air when you walk into that, you really get this here. It smells delicious. So yeah, it mostly smells pretty sweet with a little bit of that cinnamon and spicy notes there. I also get a little bit of oak. It's rumored also to be about 6 to 7 years old, but they don't release an age statement on this. But general consensus is around that 6 to 7 year range. All right, let's go ahead and give this a taste. Cheers. You get that nice burn, that nice Kentucky hug. That first sip going down. Not too overpowering, but it's definitely there. That 107 proof is definitely showing, but it's good, really good. I'm tasting that cinnamon initially. Get some brown sugar. Get some caramel that I did not pick up on the nose, and some vanilla. And you can definitely taste the barrel influence there. You get that kind of woodiness, that oakiness, kind of just a little bit, trying to play a little bit of nuttiness. I'm trying to place kind of which, not like a peanut, almost like a walnut. Let me check that again. Yeah, it's delicious. But still, I think the most prominent notes are going to be that brown sugar, some of that cinnamon, and then that vanilla and caramel. Really good. And then, like I said, off that first sip, you kind of got that Kentucky hug, felt that burn, felt that heat a little bit. Every sip I've had after that, that's complete. That's mostly gone. So a little bit of heat at first, and then totally mellows out, which is great. Especially 107 proof. You're getting up there a little bit. You know, this isn't your like 80 proof, you know, Jim Beam or White Label or Basil Hayden's. So this definitely is kind of a step up in the bourbon game. But it's really good. A little bit more about the Weller line is, unfortunately, it's been getting more and more difficult to find, and the price has been going up and up for it as well. It used to be you'd be able to find this for you know, around 25 bucks or so, and now it's kind of hovering. I believe I got this bottle. Actually, I have to give a shout out to my buddy Wes, who was able to track this bottle down for me. So thanks, Wes. I believe it was around 35 that I paid for it. So still not a terrible price. I would definitely recommend it $35. Definitely recommend if you can get it for $25. If you have to find it on the secondary market, and if you're paying over, I don't know, $45, $50 for it, I might tell you to go the other way. Maybe try to get a pour at a bar or something at that point, because it's really good. I don't know if it's quite $50 good. Definitely don't pay, you know, above that. One of the reasons the Weller line has become more and more popular and harder to find and more expensive is because of its connection to Pappy Van Winkle. It's the same exact juice that is in all of your Pappy Van Winkle bourbons. So Buffalo Trace Distillery makes Weller, and it makes the Pappies. It's the same exact mash bill. The only differences are the age and where it's aged at. So yeah, that's why once kind of people started to realize that this was available for relatively cheap, and it's pretty much the same juice as Pappy, this started flying off the shelves. So, but yeah, again, it's a quality bourbon. Like I said, definitely worth, if you can get it in that $25 to $35 price range, even up to $40. I would highly recommend it. If you have to pay a little over that, maybe not, but that's obviously up to you. All right, that'll do it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this review. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot. And hit the bell notification so that you can be alerted to when I release a new video. And yeah, tell your friends, share it. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bourbon and a Baby. Cheers.